are Amazon and Google speakers really spying on you? Is Samsung's under-the-screen fingerprint reader really secure? And is WWE 2K20 really that much of a mess? We shall find out the answer to these questions as we, together, as a people, take it out. Alright, I am back on this spooky Saturday, because it's the last Saturday before Halloween, so it has to be spooky, right? Ghosts. They're scary. Speaking of ghosts, let's go ahead and roll into our first story, because ghosts and other people might be listening to you on your Nest or Amazon smart speakers, as it was recently discovered that there were a handful of malicious skills on both of those speakers that allowed the provider of those skills to basically listen in whenever they wanted to, without the user even noticing. Google put out an official statement saying that they're working on fixing it. Obviously, Amazon's probably working on fixing it and getting rid of these skills and covering up that vulnerability. But it really goes to show you that you really never know with this technology. Like, I have Amazon speakers all throughout my house. I've taken the risk. I know the associated risk. But it is one of those things when you buy these products with microphones in them and video cameras, and then you have these other skills and you're giving people access to the stuff that's inside of your house, is something that you should really consider before making that decision. Now, I'm not personally worried about it because I don't install a bunch of skills on my Echo. It's not to say that like I'm impervious to being hacked through my speakers, because that's absolutely not true. But it's an associated risk, so it's something that you should be aware of. And speaking of the Google Nest speaker, they made a big oopsie as they accidentally bricked a number of the Google Home Minis during a firmware update earlier this week. They're working on a fix for it, but a lot of users reported that apparently they got it to work by simply rebooting it. Some people that didn't work for them, so they might have to send it in for service. It's kind of a crazy thing. You're like, oh, I'm keeping my device up to date and secure and stuff, and then you do the update and like, bam, it's dead. It's dead. It's not coming back. Just killed your whole smart home. Sitting there crying and stuff, can't turn your lights on and off. Google's not answering your questions. That happened to people. It's heartbreaking. It's heart-wrenching. Heart-wrenching. This issue mainly affected the earlier generation Google Home Mini. None of the Nest branded speakers or the Nest Hub or Nest Hub Max seem to have been affected by it. But Google did put out an official statement saying that they're going to replace the devices that were actually bricked, whether they're in or out of warranty. So at least there's that. At least you're getting something new out of it. There's right sides to this heart-wrenching situation. And in our next story, popular VPN provider NordVPN reported that they had a breach back in March of 2018. So someone was able to access one of their servers that they use to relay information. If those of you not familiar with the VPN, it's a virtual private network. A lot of people use it to kind of keep their data secure on the internet, kind of keep their ISP from seeing what's going on, so they can download illegal movies and stuff online. That's not why they use it. That's not why they use it. That's why some people use it. I use a VPN. Basically, they encrypt your data and send it through their servers, so that way everybody ain't up in your business. Now, I mean, you don't want your cable provider or internet provider up in your business all the time. That's what they do. Nord's one of the most popular options for a VPN service, so it's kind of surprising to find out that someone that you're really relying on for the privacy of your data got breached. They're claiming that, as far as they know so far, that no one's files were accessed or data was accessed through the server that this hacker got access to. It's something to keep in mind that no matter what you do, your data may not always be safe. So do what you can, while you can. That doesn't even apply to the situation. I don't know. Speaking of privacy, Samsung announced that they're going to roll out a fix for the issue with their under-the-screen fingerprint reader on all of their phones that have that feature, which is basically at the Galaxy S10, the Note 10, all their recent lineup. So there's a small issue, maybe a privacy concern, but basically, apparently if you have a screen protector on your phone, it's really easy to fool the fingerprint reader into just reading any fingerprint. So, yeah, that might be a small issue there. It might be, something to be concerned about. Now, Google has run into a similar situation, though not as bad, with their new phone with the face unlock, because unlike the iPhone's face unlock, which requires your eyes to be open and looking at the phone to unlock it, the Pixel 4 apparently just has to see your face and then boom, it unlocks, even if your eyes aren't open. So like while you're asleep, someone grabs your phone, it's like boom, and then of course Google responded and be like, just be careful of where you keep your phone at, and they're gonna roll out a fix for it eventually. So it's just weird to the Google one's especially weird. Obviously the Samsung one was inadvertent. They probably didn't account that this would happen, but Google kind of knew this would happen, and they even mentioned it when you set up the face unlock. So two completely different situations, but still things to be aware of. Don't get your phone jacked and hacked. Keep those private photos private, because I don't want to see them. The world doesn't want to see them. But someone's going to put them out there. In other news, the Apple TV app is now available on Roku, which that dropped last week, but it's also available on Amazon devices starting today, like the Fire Stick and the Fire Stick 4K, with plans to roll it out to other devices. So right now it's mainly on their newer devices. If you have an older Fire Stick or Fire TV, it might not be available. And it's just basically Apple getting ready for their Apple TV Plus launch. They want to get that service in the hands of as many people as possible. So that's why they're making this available. I downloaded it. It seems like it behaves a lot like the Apple TV does when you go into their app. For right now, it's pretty much only useful if you have content on, like you purchase through iTunes, and you want to watch those movies, something like that, on your Roku or your Fire Stick. You can do that now with the Apple TV app, at least until their Plus service comes along. And that's going to be the conduit to deliver you the Apple TV Plus, the finest China of TV services that has nothing that I'm interested in. Anyway, it's there if you want to try it, if you want to check it out. They may. All right, and our final story is very sad. And I don't usually cover games a lot, but everyone's been roasting this game, so I had to talk about it. 2K20, WWE 2K20 is a mess this year. Somehow the graphics were downgraded, and there's a bunch of like glitches to the point where like it's like if you just look up 2K20, you just find a bunch of glitch videos, and the game's it's been out for a couple of days. Like, it's terrible, and this is like an annual franchise. Like, how do you mess it up that bad? An annual franchise that I have bought every year, except for 2008. I did eventually buy it, but I didn't buy it that year because that game was bad. But Visual Concepts, the 2K studio that's doing the games now, is Yuke's no longer making those games. That was a developer that made them from the very first SmackDown all the way up until last year. This is the first year that Visual Concepts is fully in charge of the project, and then this happens. They did announce that they've heard the concerns of the community, especially because that hashtag #FixTwo K20 was trending, and they're gonna issue a fix soon. They said they're gonna issue a patch in the next 2 weeks, but there's so much wrong with that game. I doubt that a patch is gonna fix it. I always wait till Black Friday to buy it anyway because it always goes on sale for half the price. But I don't even know if $30 this year, if I'm even gonna buy it. Like, that's how bad it looks. But if you want to, you need something to brighten up your day, just look up 2K20 and watch some of those glitch videos because they're hilarious. Anyway, that's gonna bring this video to a conclusion. But if you enjoyed it, make sure to tell a friend, tell a coworker. You can always subscribe to get more of this Mike Texts It Out stuff right here. And you can always go to youtube.com/Mike Texts It Out to see everything that I offer. Everything I'm offering you. Why? Because I love y'all. Mwah. Mwah. That was weird. Anyway, remember to always do at least 2 things at the same time. Peace.